think multiplication is kind of like times because, like, example is like 3 times 20 equals 60, and then it's technically like doubling something or tripling something or like quadrupling something or like stuff like that.
Multiplication is a faster way of using addition.
Multiplication is adding the numbers together. Like 0 times 0 equals 0 because there's no groups.
I think multiplication is when there are groups of numbers and you add them together.
Multiplication is instead of doing 3 plus 3 plus 3, you can just do 3 times 3 equals 9.
Multiplication is when you take a number and you add it like a number of times. Like if you add 3 2 times, it's 6.
Multiplication is, well, at least I think it is, when you have a number like 5 and you have a number like 3, and if it was multiplication, it would be like 3 5s added together or 5 3s added together.
Multiplication is when, like, example is 5 is a group, the first number is a group, and the second number is how many times you have to add that number on. And like an example is 5 times 5, that would equal 25.
Multiplication is like timesing numbers. Well, I know what it is, but I can't really get it. Like, it doesn't come to mind, but it's like plussing numbers in a bigger way.
Multiplication is times tables, but it's sort of hard to explain. But an example is 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9. Instead of that, you could do 3 times 3 equals 9.
Multiplication is when you multiply a number. It's like 6 times 2 would be 12. So you multiply one number and you can do it backwards also, and it equal the same thing.
Multiplication is when like you add on to it. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like 1 times 2 is 2 because it's only 2 one time, and then if it's 2 times 2, then it's 4 because you just add another 2 to it and it equals 4.
I know that multiplication has an x in it, like 7 times 8. I don't know the answer to the answer to 7 times 8
yet.
Well, multiplication is this thing where you take 2 numbers and you times it 5 times. Well, you can time it as much times as you want, or if it's on a piece of paper, and say I have 5, and I counted 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, you would get to 25.
Multiplication is if you do 3 times 3, that's the same thing as 3 plus 3 plus 3, and it just 3 times 3 is 3 times.
Multiplication is grouping things.
Do you have an example?
Like, no. Multiplication is basically adding like one number more than one time. So like an example is like 1 times 1 is 1 because you have 1 time. And so like another harder example would be 12 times 40. Because that would be a lot harder because you have to do the 12 a lot more times.
Do you know what 12 times 40 is?
No.
So multiplication is when you add two things together, but not by plus, by times. And times is like, instead of 1 plus 1, it's 10, like 10 times 10. And if it was 10 plus 10, it'd be 20. Instead, if it's 10 times 10, it's 100.
Okay, multiplication is basically like times table. And times table, there's actually a hint of times table, and instead of putting times table in the middle, you could put it at the end, like for example, 5 times, then it's basically giving you the hint. So you're basically counting 5 times.
I think multiplication is like times tables, but I don't really know, so I'm excited to learn about it.